Housing confidence is the highest it's been in many years, just came out. Manufacturing, the highest level of confidence they've had since they started doing it many years ago. And business, it has the highest level of confidence.
That was President Trump in the cabinet room earlier today. He also pointed out, which he likes to do, but it's a fact. Look at the chart. Dow's up more than 5,000 points in 1 year. It's never done that before. 70 new highs for the Dow Jones Industrials. Remember when everyone said the market was just going to tank the day after the election and fall through the floor? Didn't happen. Historic tax reform on top of that, 3% GDP growth, and a forecast to potentially do 4% in the third quarter. We'll see if that happens. So what is next? Earlier, I spoke with White House economic advisor Gary Cohn and asked him, first of all, does he know exactly when the president is going to actually put his Donald Trump signature on this newly passed bill?
So, Martha, look, the House and Senate still have to come back and fund the government, and they're going to do that probably over the next day to 2 days. That will have an impact on when we sign the tax legislation. If they get the continuing resolution done in the next 2 days and they take care of some of the loose ends, we'll hopefully try and sign the tax legislation on Friday. If not, most likely we'll sign it the first week of the new year.
All right. I mean, there's the question of the pay-go. If it's signed in this year, it could mean a $25 billion cut to Medicaid. So, you know, is that why you might want to push it into the next calendar year?
Exactly, Martha. We're not going to do that. We would wait till the new legislative year and sign it next year. We would never put a cut into Medicaid.
So does that mean the president's going to sign it at Mar-a-Lago? And are there any concerns about the optics of that at all?
No. If we sign it next year, we're going to sign it probably after January 1st when the president's back, and we'll probably sign it somewhere in the beginning of next year.
So, you know, why do you think that the bill gets such a bad rap, I guess? You know, we've seen in the past that this kind of legislation has been supported by Democrats in the past. This time around, they're railing against it, as Chuck Schumer is. Why do Americans have a negative attitude about corporations in general, do you think?
You know, Martha, I think people are going to change their mind very quickly on this bill. As Chairman Brady said today, there's 3 important dates. I'm going to touch on one of the important dates. The important date is February 1st. By February 1st, the IRS will have the new tax withholding tables out. People will see a difference in their paycheck. They will see more take-home pay on February 1st. Right now, for some reason, people don't think they're getting a tax cut. They don't understand that they are actually getting a tax cut. When people actually see more take-home pay in their paycheck, I think the public opinion is going to change pretty quickly. So, you know, we are very excited. We know they're getting a tax pay cut.
Well, they'll feel it. They'll feel it, or they won't, and then they'll be able to decide what they ultimately think about the bill when they see that. In terms of the carried interest loophole, this is basically something that gives hedge fund people who run hedge funds the ability to pay a far lower tax rate than your average Joe. That was something the president said he would absolutely get rid of, even though it would not make his hedge fund friends happy in New York. Why did that not happen?
Look, the president tried to get rid of carried interest, but let's talk about what the president actually did here. The president delivered on his 4 key initiatives. When we laid out what we were going to do in taxes, we talked about middle-class tax relief, we talked about lowering business taxes, we talked about simplification, and we talked about repatriation. Those were the president's 4 key principles, and he delivered on all 4 of his key principles. Yes, we talked about getting rid of many of the loopholes, and if you look at what we achieved, we did achieve getting rid of many loopholes. We didn't get rid of them all, but we're pretty excited about what we did get rid of.
All right. Personal question for you as we end the air, because there was some discussion that you might be interested in the job of heading the Federal Reserve. That went another direction. Now we're hearing that you do want to stay at the White House. If you had decided that you wanted to leave in the beginning of the year at any point, what has changed your mind now?
Look, I'm very excited to be working on President Trump's economic agenda. We're achieving a lot of great things, and we've got many more things to work on. We're starting to work on infrastructure. We're starting to work on welfare reform. These are all great opportunities for us to really change the course of the American economy and the American worker and what's going on here, and it's something that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work on.
So you want to stick around to see those things through. How would you say the mood is at the White House in terms of the work environment? Because there have been some people that have left. We've seen a little bit of reshuffling, and are you going to stay all the way through 2018?
Look, I think the mood at the White House today is excited with our accomplishments, but everyone's very realistic that we still have a lot of work in front of us and we can do so much more.
Gary Cohn, thank you very much. We look forward to talking with you in this capacity in the new year then. We'll see you there. Thank you so much.